Till now, students, we have covered the reproduction process in plants. How does the reproduction takes place? There are two methods. First is sexual reproduction method. Second is asexual reproduction method. And now let us start with the topic of asexual reproduction in animals. Single organism involved in asexual reproduction. And asexual, first of all, what is asexual reproduction? Where only either male reproductive organs involved or female reproductive, not both the organism, both the parents are involved. The reproduction process is completed with the help of single cell only. Okay, that is why it is more common in lower organisms, lower animals like hydra and starfish, because they are unicellular organisms. Now let us discuss the different methods of asexual reproduction. First is budding. It is same like what happens in the budding process of plants that we have completed. Now let us discuss what happens budding process in animals. A small outgrowth called a bud develops on a body of a parent organism. Here you can see the diagram. This is the bud and the bud is growing on the parent organism. Okay, and then the nucleus divides into two nuclei, and out of these two nucleus, one nucleus migrates into the bud. One nucleus is migrating into the bud. Here you can see the bud is developing or growing, and bud grows and develops into a new organism after that, and then it detaches from the parent organism and grows as a individual organism. Here you can see in the diagram. With the help of diagram, I am describing you. First of all, what happened? A small outgrowth is developing on the parent organism. This is the parent organism, and this small outgrowth, that is called the bud. And then bud is growing with the help of the when nucleus is divides into two nuclei, and then one nuclei goes into the bud. Here the bud is growing as a new organism. Here you can see the new organism is developing from the parent organism, and after that this new organism is detached and grows as an individual organism. This daughter is detached and develop as a new organism. So this is the whole process of budding. Now let us discuss about another method of asexual reproduction in plants, which is fragmentation. What happens in fragmentation? In some organism, the whole body is divides into many parts or fragments. Okay, and each part develops into a new organism. And this process is called as fragmentation. For example, earthworm and flatworm. Here you can see in the diagram, this is the parent organism. This flatworm is the parent organism, and its body is divided into parts. These are the parts. And then these parts grows as a new individual organism. Okay, again I am repeating for you what happened in some organism. The whole body is divided into many parts or fragments, and each part develops as a new organism, and this process is known as fragmentation. Example can be of earthworm and flatworm. We have completed asexual reproduction in animals. Now let us start the topic of sexual reproduction in animals. What happens? The sexual reproduction in animals is happened with the two methods. First of all, some animals lay eggs, and these animals are known as oviparous animals. Okay, example frog, lizard. We all know which animals do lay eggs. So these animals are known as oviparous animals, those animals who do lay egg. And some animals give birth to their young ones. These are called as viviparous animals. What happens? Some animals give birth to their young ones. These are known as what they are called viviparous animals. Example dog, and we as a human being. What happens in sexual reproduction? In sexual reproduction, male parent produce male gamete called sperm. and female parent produces female gamete called ovum or egg. What happened? In sexual reproduction, both the parents are involved. So male parent produces male gamete called sperm and female parent produces female gamete called ovum or egg. We will not pronounce it as gamete, that is gamete. Both gametes to form fuse to form zygote. What after that? What happened when they fuse? Both parents fuse to form zygote, and the process of fusion of male gamete with female gamete is known as fertilization. What is the definition of fertilization? The process of fusion of male gamete with female gamete is known as fertilization. And what happens after fertilization? After fertilization, zygote divides repeatedly and increase in size to form embryo. What happens with zygote? Zygote divides repeatedly. After fertilization, zygote divides repeatedly and increase in size to form embryo. This embryo ultimately develops into a new individual. This embryo develops ultimately as a new individual. This is the total process of sexual reproduction in animals. Now let us discuss about the topic of sexual reproduction in human beings. In sexual reproduction, the male reproductive organ of human being produces sperm, okay, and female reproductive organ produces ovum or egg, and both the system, means male reproductive system and female reproductive system, both are totally different with each other. So now let us first of all start with the discussion about the male reproductive system. Male reproductive system consists of following organs. First come testes. A pair of testes, is singular is testis. A pair of testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in sac-like structure, means a bag-like structure called scrotum or scrotal sacs. The temperature of this scrotum, this sac, is lower than the body temperature. With this situation, this helps in the formation of sperms in the testes, and the testes not only produce sperms but also produce male sex hormone called testosterone. We will not pronounce it as hormone, we will pronounce it as hormone. A duct known as sperm duct or vas deferens arises from each testis. The sperms from testis reach urethra through this sperm ducts. As you can see in the diagram, this is the urinary bladder. I am talking about these two tube. This is sperm duct and this is the urethra. Okay, and this is penis, this is testis, and this is scrotum or scrotal sacs. Again, I am repeating for you about the testes. A pair of testes, singular testes, are located outside the abdominal cavity in sac-like structure, a bag-like structure called scrotum or scrotal sacs, and the temperature of this scrotum is lower than the body temperature. This helps in the formation of sperms in testes. The testes not only produces sperms but also helps in the formation of male sex hormone called testosterone. A duct known as sperm duct. A duct known as sperm duct. Duct means a tube or a passageway. Sperm duct or vas deferens arises from each testis. The sperms from testis reach urethra through these sperm ducts. The sperm from testis reach this urethra through these sperm ducts. So students, we were discussing about the sexual reproduction in human beings. We have already discussed, I have already told you that male reproductive system is different with female reproductive system, and we have started the male reproductive system. In the male reproductive system we have already understood about the testes. Now let us discuss about urethra. What is urethra? Urethra is a tube-like structure which passes through penis. What is urethra? Is a tube-like structure which passes through penis, and urethra also received a duct. Duct, again, it is a tube from urinary bladder. Okay, means a tube goes to urethra from urinary bladder, so it forms a common passage. Urethra forms a common passage for both sperms and urine. Then comes penis. Penis is a muscular and cylindrical, means the organ which is made up of muscles, and cylindrical. You have seen cylinders in your kitchen. How does it look like? The penis shape looks like the same. Penis is a muscular and cylindrical copulatory organ. Now what is copulatory organ? Copulatory means, copulation means the organ which help, copulatory organ means the organ which help in sexual reproduction. So penis is a muscular, cylindrical and copulatory organ, richly supplied with blood vessels. Means it has rich supply, it is richly supplied with blood vessels, and penis is used for passing urine as well as ejaculation of sperms. Now what is ejaculation of sperm is? It is nothing but release of sperm. Penis also help in release of sperms. Again I am repeating. First of all, urethra. Urethra is a tube-like structure which passes through penis, and urethra also received a duct from urinary bladder. So urethra forms a common passage for both sperms and urine. Then comes penis. How does penis looks like? Penis is a muscular, cylindrical and copulatory organ. Copulatory organ means the organ which help in sexual reproduction. And penis is richly supplied with blood vessels. Penis is used for passing urine and as well as ejaculation of sperms. Ejaculation of sperms is nothing but release of sperms. Now let us discuss about the fourth organ of male reproductive system. As we have already covered three organs. First is testis, second is urethra, third is penis. Now fourth are accessory glands. Accessory glands includes seminal vesicle, prostate glands and corpus glands. Now what are seminal vesicles are? Seminal vesicles secrete a white fluid called seminal fluid or semen, which provide nutrition to sperm. What does seminal vesicle do? Seminal vesicle secretes a white fluid which is called as seminal fluid or semen, and this semen provides nutrition to sperms. Then prostate glands. Prostate glands secrete an alkaline fluid which serves as a medium for transport of sperms. What happens with prostate glands? Prostate glands secrete an alkaline fluid, a fluid. It is nothing but fluid which serves as a medium for the transportation of sperms. Then the secretion of corpus glands acts as a lubricant. What happens? The corpus glands secretes a lubrication, gives a lubrication or lubricant which helps to reduce the friction. Okay, and semen contains the sperm and secretion of accessory glands. What does the semen do? Semen contains the sperm and secretion of accessory glands. On an average, a single ejaculation, a single release of sperm contains 2 to 3 ml of semen and 2 crores to 4 crores sperms. Again, I am repeating for you. What are the accessory glands? Accessory glands includes seminal vesicle, prostate glands, and Copper's glands. Seminal vesicles secrete a white fluid which is called as seminal fluid or semen. Semen provides nutrition to the sperms. Prostate glands secrete a alkaline fluid which provides a medium for the transportation of sperms. The secretion of Copper's gland gives a lubrication or acts as a lubricant which reduces the friction. Semen contains sperms and secretion of accessory glands. On an average, a single ejaculation contains 2 to 3 ml of semen and 2 crores to 4 crores sperms. So now let us understand the structure of a sperm. Sperm is a very small and a movable structure. It can move. Okay? And it is a single cell, made up of a single cell and consists of 3 parts. As you can see in the diagram, sperm is a single cell, means it is made up of a single cell only, and it has 3 parts. First is head, second is midpiece, third is tail. Okay? So head with a nucleus. First part is head with a nucleus having. Second is a middle piece with a compact mass of mitochondria to provide energy for the movement of sperm. How does, as I have already told you that sperm can move, but how does it get moved? Where did it get the energy? From mitochondria it get the energy. And a third part is the long tail. Now what is the role of long tail? Long tail helps the sperm to move. Again I am repeating, first of all, sperm is a very small and a movable structure made up of single cell and has 3 parts, consists of 3 parts. First is a head with a nucleus, a midpiece with a compact mass of mitochondria to provide energy for the movement of sperm, and third is a long tail, as you can see in the diagram, a long tail for the movement of sperm. Note down your homework for today.